Hello, this is Jarek again, and in this video we're going to be looking at exactly what we can do on this page. What do all the components mean? How do we use them? And we'll start on the top here. So in our little action bar we have, of course, this link here which actually goes to the video you're watching. There's also these three little buttons which give us more options. Right now this is just for deleting the territory. If you want to remove it. And then of course you have the save button. But in our first little card here we have some basic info. The name is the identifying title for the territory. This will print at the top of the territory card when you print it out. And then of course you have the number of the territory, which will also print out on the card. There's also a toggle here for hide on reports. The way that brothers have used this is if they're in the middle of working on a territory, or if they're rearranging things with the records or with the calls and it's not ready yet, let's say for one of the reports that they need to make or give to the circuit overseer, they can hide it on here so that the report is actually accurate to what is being displayed at the Kingdom Hall at the time. The next card is just the territory type. So there's door-to-door territories, there's business territories, and there's of course phone and letter. The main difference here as far as printing is concerned is printing and the reports is if you select business, phone, or letter, when it prints on the card and on the reports, it'll put a capital B, capital P, and a capital L in front of the number to distinguish what type of territory it is. And then if it's phone and letter, instead of a map here, you'll see a list of contacts that are assigned to that territory. But there's another video already made that kind of describes letter and phone a little bit more. Next we have the map editor itself, and we'll also make a separate video just for this and just for all the tools, but briefly, if you click to open the editor, this is where you have all the tools to create the territory. You can right click on many of the overlays to change different things about them, to rearrange them. But of course you also have the print button, which just takes you to the dialog to print your territory. The next row we have notes. So there's two types of notes. There's notes and there's private notes. The first one here, notes, what you type in here is for the publishers. It's printed on the back of the card or on the front, depending on the layout you pick. And then private notes, this is just for your internal use. For the brothers that work in territories as well, if you need to have a mental note or something in particular that you need to know about the territory, you can type it in here. And to show you the notes section on the map card, I'll pull up a little example here. In this territory, you see on the back it puts the little note as like a little description for the territory. As well, we see the name of the territory and the number that we put in earlier. And then next we have the little status update card. It lets you know if it's checked in. So currently it's checked in. The last person that had it was this brother, and we can see it was checked out on June 8th and it was checked in on October 11th. It also gives us a handy little action. This is also kind of useful on the phone, but here we can quickly just check it out again. So we type in the name of the publisher, the campaign that it was. You can type in anything that you want here, but just to be helpful, it has just standard, convention, and memorial. You tap on them or you click on them and it'll automatically put it in. While we're looking at it, the reason that there's a S and then a space and then a dash is because on the S13 report, it can't type in standard or convention or memorial in every single little box there. So it'll only take the first letter. So that's why we put S there. So when it prints the report, it puts S, or it puts C, or M. And then as you work on it, as you view the report itself, that'll make more sense. But then you also select the check-in date by clicking on the little calendar on the right. And then you create it. And then now so that's checked out to this brother here. And it's currently, it changes to where instead of checking out, you can just check it back in and it'll automatically open up with all that information earlier, and you just have to put in the checked in date. And so that brings us down to our last row with our records and our calls. So the records is kind of like what we were just showing, but it gives us all of the records. And we can manually edit one if we want to change the way that it's formatted. And then to the right here we have calls. And so we have do not calls, foreign languages, and other. So to add a call, we can click add call, but we can also click on a previous one if we want to edit something about it. But to add a call, it's easy. You select the type. So right now we'll just look at a do not call. You can put in the name if you have it. You can put an address here. It'll pinpoint it on the map just so you can make sure that the area is right. You want to select the last updated date. What this means is the last time that a publisher or the elders or anyone checked to make sure this was a do not call. This is useful because it helps generate a report that lets you know what territory or what do not calls haven't been checked on in a while. So you put that in there. It has some other various notes. Again, it has public notes and private notes. These are ones for the publishers and then ones just for the territory servant and his assistants. So you create that. You can also, if you want to put a contact on the back of the card, let's say that there isn't a do not call or that isn't a foreign language, you can select other. And then you have this custom call type box, and you can put in something like, night worker, so that they're aware that maybe we shouldn't call at early times in the day. So you have some flexibility there. You can put anything you want here and it'll show up on the back. And so these are the main parts of this page. Hopefully it all made sense. Of course, if there's ever a question on anything, feel free to go to the main page and then click the Contact Us button. It'll just open an email that you can send us. So thank you. I hope you appreciated this, and have a good day.